All right, so section 3-4, solving multi-step equations. Example 1, solve by working backwards. Okay, let's look at this. Danny took some rope with him on his camping trip. Okay, he used 32 feet to tie his canoe to a log on the shore. He then gave a third of the remaining rope to some fellow campers who needed to tie a canoe. The next night he used half of the remaining rope to secure his tent during a thunderstorm. On the last day he used 7 feet as a fish stringer to keep the fish he caught. After the camping trip he had 9 feet left over. How much rope did he have at the beginning of the camp trip? Okay, so we're going to start at the end. So at the end he had 9 feet left over. Okay, so 9 feet. Okay, now we're going to go back and see what he did next. Okay, on the last day he used 7 feet. All right, so to that 9, we're going to add 7. 9 plus 7. So now he's got 16. Okay. Before that, he used half of the remaining rope. All right, so he had 16. 16 is just half of what he had to begin with. So 16 times 2. So he had 32. He used half and that left him with 16. Okay, does that make sense so far? Okay. He gave a third of the remaining rope to some fellow campers. All right, so he gave a third away. So if he gave a third away, how much of the rope did he keep?
2/3.
2, right, so he kept 2/3. All right, so he has 32 feet, but just like when it was 1/2, we multiplied by 2. So if it's 2/3, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So 32 times 3/2. Okay, and that will give you 48. Questions? Okay, so he kept 2/3 of it. So we took the rope we had and multiplied it times 3/2. And finally then, at the beginning, he used 32 feet to tie his canoe. So he has 48. He used 32 to tie his canoe, and we get 80. 80. All right, so now, this is a word problem, so we need to explain what our word means. So it means he had 80 feet of rope. Okay, so that's what they mean when they say work backwards. Literally start at the end of the problem and go up.
That's one problem.
That's one problem. All right, next problem. Solve 5q minus 13 equals 37. Okay, in these problems, there's going to be multiplying and dividing, and there's going to be adding and subtracting. You always, if you think about, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, you do multiplication first and then addition and subtraction. But when you're solving problems, you're undoing. So you undo the addition and subtraction first. And then you do the multiplying and dividing. So it's backwards.
What's that stuff on the right of the little...
First, that says first. Add, subtract first, and then multiply or divide. Okay, so here's our problem. 5q minus 13 equals 37. So look at the side that has the variable. It's this side right here. You're subtracting 13, so we do the opposite. We add 13. So 5q minus 13 plus 13 equals 37 plus 13. Remember, whatever you do on one side of the equation, you have to do on the other side. Okay, so now minus 13 plus 13 cancels out.
So we're doing that this way. I
Mhm.
did it the other way like we've been doing lately.
Okay. Nope, we've got to do the adding and subtracting first. So that leaves 5q. 37 plus 13 is 50. Now, we look at the side that has a variable. It's being multiplied by 5. So we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of 5.
So you do both of them.
That's right. That's why it's called multi-step. We're going to do both of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it on this one.
Okay, 1/5 times 5 is q. 50 times 1 over 5 is 10. You only have 8 problems. I'm not going to kill you. Okay, we got to check these answers.
Well, I have just
Whoops.
messed up on this one.
Am I back far enough?
I have no idea what you're doing.
All right, so we check. So 5q minus 13 equals 37. Now we're going to plug in our 10 for q. So 5 times 10 minus 13. Does that equal 37? Well, 5 times 10 is 50 minus 13. And 50 minus 13 is 37. So 37 does equal 37. Okay? We're through. We're ready to go to the next one? Let's try it again. Now we have x over 12 minus 9 equals negative 11. So here's the original problem. All right, I want to work with the minus 9 first. So I'm going to do x over 12 minus 9 plus 9. That's right, equals negative 11 plus 9.
Negative 11 plus 9 would be 3.
X over 12 equal negative 2. Negative 2. X over 12 equal negative 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we still haven't finished our problem, so we look at the side with the variable. It's x over 12. So I'm going to multiply it by 12 over 1.
Oh, I figured out what the problem was. I put negative 9 on this. That's
12 over 1. Okay, so that gives us 12x over 12. Negative 2, that would be negative 24 over 1.
Can you slow down?
Uh-huh. All right, then 12 over 12 is 1x. Negative 24 over 1 is negative 24. So our answer is x equals negative 24. Okay, let's do our check. Woo, these are some long problems. All right, go back to the original problem. X over 12 minus 9 equals negative 11. Now we're going to put the negative 24 where x is. So it becomes negative 24 over 12 minus 9. Does that equal negative 11? Negative 24 over 12 is negative 2 minus 9. And negative 2 minus 9 is negative 11. So yes, we did get the correct answer. If this didn't work out, go back and check. You worked your problem out incorrectly.
I think the government thing happened, I've been having a lot of homework lately.
Left. All right, example 4. Okay. 4 plus 8 over negative 3.
Wait, 4 plus 8?
Oh, I'm sorry. R plus 8 over negative 3 equals negative 2. Okay, now, this time, because the plus 8 is part of the fraction, we can't do it first. Okay, so other times the adding or subtracting was just on the side by itself. But the plus 8 is part of the fraction, so we can't do it first. So the first thing we're going to do is deal with the negative 3. All right, it's negative 3, so we're going to multiply by negative 3 over 1. Remember to do it on both sides. Okay, because negative 3 is in the bottom of the fraction, so we're going to multiply by the negative 3 on the top of the fraction. All right, that gives us, on the top of the fraction, negative 3 times r plus 8. And on the bottom, 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. On the other side, it gives us negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6 over 1. Okay, but the good thing, negative 3 in the top of a fraction and negative 3 in the bottom of the fraction cancel out. So that just leaves us with r plus 8 equals 6. Okay, so now we're going to deal with that plus 8. So r plus 8 minus 8 equals 6 minus 8. That gives us 1r equals negative 2.
I have no idea.
Can you just go over that?
All right, let's do the check. Go to the original problem. We're going to plug in negative 2 where r is, so it becomes negative 2 plus 8 over negative 3. We're going to compare and see, does that equal negative 2? All right, negative 2 plus 8 is positive 6 over negative 3. We want to know, does that equal negative 2? 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. So negative 2 does equal negative 2. So we got the right answer.
Okay, so I got the first time I did it, so it doesn't equal positive 2.
No, it's negative 2.
And then I thought from the board it says positive 2.
Oh, I missed. All right, example 5. Write an equation for the problem below, then solve the equation. All right, 8 more. So that's, what's that mean?
8 plus
Right, so 8 plus
8. Oh,
5 times a number. What's that mean? 5x
5x
is, what's is mean? Equals negative 62. Woo, that was not bad at all.
I wish that was the whole problem.
Yep, that's not the whole problem though. Now we got to solve that. All right, so we're going to deal with what's added. All right, we've got positive 8 plus 5x. We want to leave the 5x there, but we want the 8 to go away. So we're going to do 8 plus 5x minus 8. Because that'll give us 8 minus 8. It'll make the x go away.
Oh.
The 8 go away. All right, got to do the same thing on the other side, right? The new stuff was minus 8, so I have to put the minus 8 on the other side. All right, now 8 minus 8 is 0, so we're just left with 5x. Negative 62 minus 8 is negative 70. 5x equals negative 70. Now I'm going to get rid of that 5. It's 5 times x. So this is where I do the reciprocal. Times 5x. 1 over 5 times 5x equals negative 70 times 1 over 5. All right, 1 over 5 times 5 is 1, so that leaves us with 1x equals negative 70 over 5, which is negative 14.
And that's the answer.
Let's see, does that work? 8 more than 5 times negative 14. Does that equal negative 62? So 8 more. So this will be my check. Now I'm just going back to the word problem and making sure my number works. 8 more than 5 times negative 14. Does that equal negative 62?
Yes, it does.
Yep, because it would be 8 plus negative 70, and that does equal negative 62. All right, example 6. Write an equation for the problem, then solve the equation and answer the problem. All right, find 3 consecutive odd numbers. Okay, so if my first odd number is x, so I'm going to say x is the first odd number. Okay, this is called defining your variables, when you tell what your variables are standing for. All right, so what's the next odd number? Is it x plus 1? X plus 2, right? Because odd numbers are 1, 3, 5. So you got to add 2 to get to the next odd number. So x plus 2 is my second odd number. Okay, and then I got to go then to the next odd number, so what do I have to add?
4.
2 more, right, so that would make it 4. So x plus 4 is my third odd number.
Wait, what did you think? X plus 4? That's when you added x plus 2
Plus 2.
plus 2, and that's how you got the x plus 4.
That's right.
But, and then to get the next one, would you do x plus
6.
6
You would.
plus 2?
No, x plus 4 plus 2. So that'd be x plus 6 would be your next odd number. Then x plus
6 is
8.
even.
That's okay. You're still moving. Like if your odd number is 1, then you add 6 to it, it puts you at 7, which is another odd number.
So go x plus 2.
We're ready to collect up like terms. So how many x's do we have? 3. So 3 x's. All right, and then with the numbers we got plus 2, plus 4 is plus 6. Equals 57. Okay, now we got just a regular old problem to solve. Okay, we want to get rid of that plus 6 first. So 3x plus 6 minus 6 equals 57 minus 6. Right, that gives us, whoops, I didn't mean to draw. That gives us 3x equals 51, thank you. All right, now we want to get rid of the 3, which is being multiplied. So we do 1 over 3, the reciprocal, times 3x equals 51 times 1/3. And you get x equals 17. Okay, have we finished this problem? No, because it said we need to check and we need to actually tell what that means, x equals 17. All right, so if 17 is our first number, then 17 plus 2 is 19. That's our second number. And 17 plus 4, 21 is our third number. So we're saying the 3 numbers are 17 plus 19 plus 21. So let's go down and check. 17 plus 19 plus 21. Does that equal 50? What was it supposed to equal? 57. Somebody punch that in the calculator. Yes. And 57 does equal 57. All right, so now this is a word problem. They want us to answer it out. So we should write out the 3 numbers are 17, 19, and 21. And that is the answer to the problem.
So you're going through all this work to find 3 numbers?
That's right, to find 3 numbers.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be